Hi, I'm James Brookes, and welcome to From the Factory Floor, a conversational podcast about all things startup and tech, brought to you by the folks at Thestartupfactory.tech.
Really good, thanks, James. How are you?
I'm not so bad. It's actually a nice day, so we're actually in the same room, which always makes these a little bit more interesting. So, obviously, we're here today to talk a lot about founder fitness, founder wellness, but I think before we go into any of that, I'll give you the floor for a bit of a 5 minutes on you, fitter, background, where you're up to, why you're here.
5 minutes, wow.
Hey,
okay.
If you don't take the 5, it's fine.
I'll try my best. So background on me, plotted history would be, went to university, did sports science at uni, general story, people fall into the health and fitness industry, went into being a lifeguard, first of all, then I did my fair share of cleaning, then fitness instructor, personal trainer, then moved into management and sales within the gym environment, worked for a lot of the major operators, Total Fitness, JJB, David Lloyd, and moved out of that industry because I had children. The wife was like, the hours are crap and the money's rubbish, so you need a better job. And I decided to do all things, and well, the thing I picked was recruitment.
Yes. The other thing that people tend to fall into.
Yes, quite. Of all things, I picked recruitment. So, yeah, I went into the IT recruitment space and had been in IT recruitment for the best part of 12 years, I would say. Again, kind of worked my way up through the industry, consultant, principal consultant, management, and then had my own agency, which were based in Manchester. And I had a co-founder at the time. And we went on a bit of a journey. And for different reasons, we decided to go our separate ways, mainly based around location. He was in London, I was in Manchester. It was at a time where...
Cheshire, mate, Cheshire.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in Cheshire. yeah. But he was in London, and it was before the time where Zoom and virtual meetings and all that was really, the norm.
I can't even remember a time when Zoom wasn't the norm.
I know. The good old days, maybe some might call them. And yeah, we had some logistical challenges, and then he decided to move. He was going to move to America. So, we decided to do some different things with the agency. And I scaled it right back, just back down to myself, because at that point, I sort of lost the love for it a little bit. We weren't going on the journey that we felt we were, that I felt we were starting out on. And like I said, the whole landscape changed, and I had a period of reflection, I guess is probably the best way to frame it, and decided, right, what do I really enjoy? And, still had this love and this hankering to get back to something health and fitness related, and decided to pull in the kind of the knowledge and experience that I'd learned from being in and around the tech startup world and the IT and tech space, having, recruited and supplied into it, and, bring all of those things together. And I thought, I know, what's sexy at the minute? Apps were sexy.
Everyone wants an app.
Everyone wanted an app. Everyone wanted to be around the app world. So I decided, hey, let's build an app. And at that time, a friend of mine from university, who I also worked with at Total Fitness, he was part of ended up ultimately being at the sort of C-level at Total. He worked his way up through the business, and he left the company because they'd done another private equity position. And he left and he said, Rhys, mate, can you help me find a job? And I said, well, actually, pal, I've got this idea. And he said, I love it. And he got a payout from leaving Total. And he said, come on then, let's do it. So we did it. And yeah, we went on the journey for Fitter. The whole roller coaster of emotions that you have when you really do very first start out. And it was just the two of us. Then we brought in some tech help as well with a Dave. Everyone needs a Dave. So we brought Dave in as well. But again, tech startup world, running out of money, getting pressure from the wife and the girlfriend and everyone else, and
the real world
kicks in. Yeah, we were having a great time in WeWork, drinking all the beers at 2:00 in the afternoon. Life was good, we thought, but maybe not so much. And Russ ended up getting some pressure from home saying, "You need to get a real job now." And sadly, the band disbanded because there was real world pressures, and we went through a bit of an investment journey, and we just came up against a few blockers. And sadly, it never really panned out. So Russ left, and he's gone on to be super successful with another business. So really proud of him, and we're still great mates, and we see each other all the time. And I was like, right, what are we going to do? Fitter became this labour of love, and I had an introduction to the Startup Factory, and here we are now. So kind of Fitter version 2. And this is where we are today.
I mean, that was always the thing that, obviously, when you first sort of for the first meeting and went through the process, that obviously the journey you've been on from working in fitness to the recruitment side and actually setting up your own thing showed you had that business acumen to actually go and do something. You had the drive to it because you kept sticking with it, even though it was a roller coaster, the ups, the downs, the usual tech stuff that goes
sometimes
on.
to the detriment of a few relationships and things like that. Stuck at it, but like I said, it's a labour of love as much as anything else.
And I think, like I say, it really stood you instead to talk about sort of the topic today is that founder fitness, the wellness side of it, because I think, as we all know, and especially you with the roller coaster, it can be a very lonely place, a very difficult time, and actually looking after yourselves and both body and mind is really important. And it's one of the things I think you've really started to focusing on recently, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things that really sticks in my mind, still have a mentor, Neil, and he always said to me, "You've always got to make time for yourself, because genuinely, burnout is a thing." So yes, you've got the business, you've got the wife, you've got the kids, everything else that goes on in the world, but you have to make that time for you to do something that you enjoy. So it just does. You're not living in a bubble. You need that escape, and you need that for lots of different things. And if you can make that about health, fitness, wellness, so keeping your body moving, get your heart rate up, keep your mind active and you're mentally stimulated. Those are good things that will help you in your business, but then also help you with that escapism. So it could be anything. It could be running, it could be swimming, going to the gym, having a personal trainer, playing golf, any of those things.
I know for Ian, our founder, also it was getting a dog for him.
Yeah.
Going out, getting that 2 hours out walking the dog a day.
Yeah.
Just to clear your head. And I know a few people, especially over lockdown, have kind of gone on the pet train. But I think, like you say, that element, especially personal fitness, a lot of people kind of, especially during COVID, and obviously with what Fitter does in terms of bringing the PTs to you rather than the gym.
Yeah.
Like how people's fitness habits have changed. And a lot of people have, like say, had families or started businesses in lockdown. So this is probably about the time they started to bump up against a lot of the challenges that you've already faced as a founder.
Definitely.
So, I mean, what advice would you give someone who really wants to, who might be struggling in terms of like either finding time for themselves or not knowing exactly how to deal with the pressures of being a founder and what benefits you get from?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing has to be organisation, and coupled with that is discipline. And I've definitely had my fair share of challenges with having to do recruitment alongside founding and starting Fitter. Essentially bootstrapping the business. So the recruitment fees and consultancy fees pay for tech bits and pieces and developing and growing the business. And you have to be really organised, regimented, and disciplined with your time. And if you can do that, then that is obviously going to help you to compartmentalize everything that you've got going on. And one of the things that I would advocate is that part of that time that you allocate is, as I said before, to yourself and to, something that is going to, give you that bit of escapism and give you something that, hopefully can allow you the headspace to think, but then, will translate back into doing something positive in your business as well. So it's a kind of double bubble win for you. You get that time for yourself to do something you enjoy, but also, give yourself the capacity then to go and perform in your business.
So giving you about 2 minutes to plug Fitter now.
Yeah.
how exactly does Fitter would help a founder or really anyone in that space kind of fulfill that?
It would help absolutely anyone, but the real benefit of Fitter in that respect then is that the personal trainer will come to you, so it's on your terms, in your environment, when you're free. So rather than thinking, now I've got to get in the car, I've got to drive to the gym, I've got to find a parking spot, get myself changed, then go and work out, then shower, boom, 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 all the things, a 40-minute workout turns into a 2.5 hours, 3 hours out of your day to, travel there and back and everything else in between. So, what we do is we say, no, we'll bring the service to you. It's not a new concept, Just Eat, Deliveroo, Uber, all of those things.
It's that Uberification of things, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. People want things when they want them, on demand, I suppose is the phrase. So, we work around you rather than you working around us and our timetable. So, yeah, definitely we enable people to, operate in that world where, they can allocate that time for themselves, and we, turn up. Hi, we're here. Right, let's get going. So, yeah, that is the kind of operational model, if you like.
So it really is, getting a PT where you want them, whether it's your garden, whether it's a park, a place near work. And, I've had the sort of gym phobia at times. You look at it and go, do you know what? Was it gym intimidation?
Gym intimidation, yeah, gym intimidation.
And do you know what? I don't fancy going and, I'm picking up the dumbbells. There's a bloke next to me who's got one that are triple the size. And I'm going, do you know what? I'm going to put these down and go and do something else instead. So I think for people to avoid potentially the negative aspects of what they see at the gym and get that experience at home or wherever they want to have that session, like I say, it is on demand where you want it, really.
Absolutely. Gym intimidation, in inverted commas, is very, very real. And it does put people off going to the gym, which, only 15% of the population have a gym membership. So, for us as a business, we're trying to tap into the 85% that that don't visit the gym. And on the flip of that, it's not because they can't access the facilities. 85% of the population live within 1.5 miles of a gym, so they have all of the amenities available to them and the facilities to go and engage in that as an environment. But people don't want to, can't, or whatever else whatever else in between. We want to make fitness enjoyable and comfortable for people, because especially from a personal training point of view, you will often be pushed out of your comfort zone when you're working with a coach, with a trainer, and if you're doing that and you think, oh my gosh, I've got all these prying eyes looking at me, or I've got someone over there in all their Gymshark gear and they look like they know what they're doing, even though they probably don't know what they're doing, by the way. They're going to be looking at me, they're going to be judging me. So I want to do this in somewhere where I feel more comfortable, so I can push myself and I can get the benefits and I can get the results of working with it.
When you're at that moment when you're in your shorts, your t-shirt, red face, sweating, out of puff, someone shouting, "Go on, just one more." It's like, I can't do it.
No, I can't.
Obviously, speaking from experience at that point, but it isn't like saying that gym intimidation, especially for founders who, potentially can't afford a gym membership or they're cutting back, because, as you know, cash flow on a startup can be, it is king at the end of the day, getting things sorted.
Yeah.
Being able to just go, finally managed to budget myself some time.
Yeah.
Finally managed to budget myself some resource to do this.
Yeah.
Actually being able to do it in an environment where you're not feeling any additional pressure outside of, I just want to do this for me.
Yeah.
Is a really positive impact.
Definitely. And yes, I won't shy away from the fact that personal training is a service. Yes, it does cost more. If you look at the bottom line, then going to something like a gym group or a pure gym. But I think, and I do genuinely believe that, operators like that, it can almost be like false economy. Really, you go, I'm paying out the membership and I'm not really going, or if I am going, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just go in there and I chuck a bit of metal around and I run on the treadmill for 15 minutes, which obviously will help to a degree, by the way. But you're not getting the most bang for your buck, even though in a pure gym you're not spending a lot of bucks. You're still not getting the most bang for them. So if you want to have the results, if you want, and the benefits that come with that, so you are more alert, you are more motivated, more energized, all of those great things which will help you in life but also help you in business, then you have to look at it as an investment on many levels. Like you said, an investment in yourself, in that time, and in your health and fitness journey, which oddly enough, that was what when we originally started the business, we were going to call ourselves Your Fitness Journey. So it ties in.
And it's what I quite like, especially about how we've seen Fitter develop over time. Obviously, expanding the pool of coaches and some of the partnerships you started looking at.
Yep.
I think places like, I've seen in Bruntwood, they've started to run fitness sessions, and obviously with the focus that they have on things like startups, I think people starting to recognise that level of burnout and really want to do something even at a corporate level.
Yeah.
So is that something that you think is going to just continue to grow, or?
Most definitely, and a hybrid approach with it as well. So, people can access coaches at work or at home, and, it becomes part of an employee benefits package, a wellness package. We're seeing that happen a lot more nowadays, where, people are trying to compete for talent, and whether that is, on a salary level, or what can we do with this more kind of holistic package, and health, fitness, wellness, and access to that provision is definitely something that is helping to sway candidates in the market take one job over another, and employers becoming an employer of choice because they are positioning health and wellness as a priority within their environment, within the culture of their business. So it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a growing thing, and it's something that founders should also take very seriously, because as you touched on, mate, founder wellness really important, burnout very real, and all the benefits, like we said, that come with it. You really should be making time for yourself and engaging in something that gets you hot and sweaty and breathless.
And actually does as much.
Yeah, release the endorphins and the serotonin and get you feeling happy and motivated.
It's that physical workout. Energized. That physical workout that complements the probably mental torture you put yourself through in a day, whether it's chasing orders, clients, dealing with employees, and like you say, I think especially with, you'll know better than me with your recruitment hat on, how the workplace has started to change more and more, especially in the typical, what everyone says, like the post-COVID kind of style, where people are working from home. How do you keep people engaged? And I think wellness, fitness, and making sure that people feel like they're part of a company, giving those perks out, is becoming just as important as the salary.
Yeah, absolutely. And more so because, salaries can only go so far. And, what can you do to, be better and different as an employer? So, we're seeing it more and more. You talk about engagement, getting groups of people together in the office or, on Zoom, whatever it might be. It's just another way to engage your team, and whether it be through, just communicating, seeing faces, getting back in the office together, and, you all getting pushed on a hit session, or, having to do funky poses in yoga.
I'm waiting for the TSF team to try and suddenly listen to this at some stage and go, hang on.
Yeah.
We're not going to have to do this, are we? Yes, you will.
Yes, you will, and yes, you are.
and yes, I will be on holiday that day as well.
So it's great, and the companies that are engaging in those services with us are seeing massive benefits from it. It's actually business owners are paying out a lot of money for space, and they're thinking, how am I going to get my team back into the office? Because they know the benefits of having them back in the office is better collaboration, working on projects together, getting stuff delivered faster. We're not having to book out meetings to within an inch of your life. You can grab that 5 minutes together if you're all in the same place. And they are definitely seeing that engagement is improving because there's another reason for them to come to the office, not just I've been told to, or because I feel I have to. There's another reason to come, and it's a good and a positive reason for them to be there. So we're definitely seeing people and businesses flourish because they are promoting health and fitness and wellness at work. So
if any companies are out there, any founders are out there, and they want to kind of either get in touch with you or maybe engage a little bit fitter, maybe book themselves a session if they're feeling brave.
Yeah,
what's the best way to get in touch?
Definitely, best way to get in touch is to jump onto the website or download the app. So www. which no one puts in anymore, but fitter.app, FITR.app, fitter.app is the website, and you can download the app from there as well. We're on Apple and we're on Android, book a personal trainer or a yoga coach to come to your house, your office, your park, or wherever you want them. That is the best way to engage with the service. We are working with other landlords and operators in and around Manchester. So I mentioned, WeWork before, Bruntwood, obviously where the TSF office is. We're starting to do a lot more with them because, again, they want to encourage startup businesses to be in their space. They want to encourage companies to come here because we offer this sort of more well-rounded service rather than just it's a box where you stick desks and people come. There's
a box, there's a desk, there's a screen, there's a mouse.
Yeah, they're trying to make offices more like a destination almost, I guess. So we're working hard with operators at the minute, and hopefully, if people do start coming back into the city more and more, they'll being in those spaces, they'll have access to fitter coaches within those buildings as well. So that's what we're doing, and hopefully we see a few faces enjoying fitter.
Well, I think it'll be good to see, and I think the future's quite bright in terms of where personal training, fitness, especially when it comes to, like we say, founders, especially, and the loneliness, the hard graft, having that sort of service available is going to be really valuable. And I'm pretty sure many of our founders here will probably want to get involved as well.
I think that's a great point, actually, mate. Like the loneliness piece, and people can engage with Joe Wicks on YouTube, but they don't get the face-to-face contact. They don't get the interaction. Sometimes, if you're working from home and everyone else is out of the house because they're at school or they're at work or they're wherever, and you just sat in your back bedroom working, it is a lonely and a tough existence. So to have another human being come along and do something positive with you is massive, and also you get the benefits of having a coach with you in person. So your technique's going to be better, you're going to be encouraged, you're going to get motivated to do that extra repetition that you don't want to do, because Joe Wicks isn't going to tell you through the screen because he can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, there isn't a pause button on life.
Yes,
there is on YouTube.
Yes, quite right, mate. So that is definitely another benefit for sure.
Well, like I say, I think we can wholeheartedly recommend anyone jump on, put yourself a session, especially if you are a founder out there. But I'm sure we'll get you on again soon and see where fitters managed to get.
Yeah,
and, when there's a fitter PT in every WeWork and Bruntwood in Manchester.
Yeah, so. And every postcode in the UK. So onwards and upwards. Brilliant. Thank you for having me. Really enjoyed it.
No, thanks for joining us, Rhys.
Nice to get back into the office again, mate, with you.
No, thank you very much, and thank you for everyone for listening. See ya.
Cheers.
I think that just about wraps things up here. If you have any thoughts or questions on anything we said today, get in touch, whether that be through our Twitter @RealTSF or email at hello@Thestartupfactory.tech, or feel free to drop in for a coffee and a chat. As ever, thanks for listening.